I never liked dolls. There was something unsettling about their empty eyes, their frozen smiles. But Randy was different. Randy watched at IT started when my aunt sent me a box of old toys from her attic. "For your collection," she wrote in a note. She knew I loved antiques, but I never collected dolls. And yet, there he was, Randy the doll, slumped in the corner of the box. His clothes were old-fashioned, a faded little suit with a tiny bow tie. His glass eyes, slightly too large for his face, seemed to follow me. I nearly tossed him in the trash, but something about him made me hesitate. That was my first mistake. Weird things started happening almost immediately. I'd place Randy on a shelf. But when I walked back into the room, he'd be facing a different direction. At first, I blamed my little sister, but she swore she never touched him. Then I heard the whispering. Late at night, when the house was silent, a faint voice would creep through my bedroom. Soft, like someone speaking from the other side of a wall. I'd hold my breath, listening, trying to convince myself it was the wind. But every time I checked, Randy was sitting exactly where I left him. Smiling that I decided to lock him away. I shoved Randy into a box, taped it shut, and stuffed it in my closet. But that night, I woke up to the sound of something scratching. My heart pounded as I turned on my bedside lamp. The closet door was cracked open. The box? Empty. Randy was sitting on my desk. His head was tilted to the side. Watching. I barely slept after that. The next day, I tried to burn him. I took him outside, doused him in lighter fluid, and flicked a match. The flame caught, but instead of turning to ash, the fire flickered out almost instantly. Randy sat there, untouched, grinning up at me like he knew something I didn't. I decided to do what any sane person would. I got rid of him. I drove to the nearest lake and tossed Randy as far as I could into the water. I watched him sink, his blank eyes disappearing beneath the surface. Relief washed over me. That night, I slept peacefully. Until I woke up. And found him sitting at the foot of my bed that I lost it. I screamed, throwing him against the wall, but the second he hit the ground, I felt it, a suffocating presence filling the room. My ears rang. The air turned ice cold. Then, the whispering returned, louder this time. "You shouldn't have done that." My bedroom door slammed shut on its own. The lights flickered. And then, Randy moved. His little plastic hand twitched, his head jerking toward me in a series of unnatural, jerky movements. He stood up. I couldn't breathe. "I like it here." The last thing I remember was the sensation of tiny hands crawling up my blanket. Before everything went dark, when I woke up, Randy was gone. My room looked untouched. But something had changed. I wasn't alone anymore. I could feel him. Watching. And at night, I still hear the whispering. Because Randy never left. Some things aren't meant to be owned. Some toys should stay forgotten. If this story sent chills down your spine, hit like, and subscribe for more stories that make you question what's really lurking in the dark. And if you ever find an old doll in an attic, don't take it home.